All right, from HaloHangout.com. Mets leave the door open for the Angels to steal two of their former top prospects. This is something the Angels should at least consider. Okay? Now, before we get into this video, I need you to hit that subscribe button if you want to know everything about the Mets prospects and how people look at their prospects as well as what fans think of the team's younger players. At the trade deadline, the Angels made a difficult decision to go all in and try to win in 2023. This involved the team trading some of their best prospects. They did this with two goals in mind. One, try and at the very least finish a winning record for the first time since 2015. Two, show Shohei Ohtani that they could field a winning team. Well, that didn't happen. Of course, the Angels failed to finish with a record close to 500. And there's a good chance they failed to convince him to remain with the franchise, which creates a whole set of problems. Finishing with a losing record and losing Ohtani would be tough, especially when the Angels traded several young prospects. Two of the prospects they wound up moving were Jeremiah Jackson and Coleman Crowe. Both were sent to the Mets in separate deals at the trade deadline in trades that netted the Angels Dominic Leone and Eduardo Escobar. It's safe to say Leone and Escobar brought just about nothing to the Angels, which of course was disappointing. Both Crowe and Jackson were left unprotected from this year's Rule 5 draft. The Angels have a rare opportunity to snag two of their former prospects if they so choose, and should strongly consider doing so. Now, they had a chance to put them on the Rule 5 draft, on their 40-man roster. They didn't do that either. The Angels can look to add a pair of their former top prospects in the Rule 5 draft. Selecting a player in the Rule 5 draft can be a bit of a tricky process. Once selected, that player must remain on the 26-man roster for the entire season, barring a stint on the injury list. This means you can't send a player down due to performance or other roster crunch concerns. If a team decides that it's had enough of a certain player and wants to send him down, they have to send him to another team. This makes it pretty unlikely the Angels select someone in the Rule 5 draft. They haven't done it much in the past, and there's no reason to believe that'll change. A player like Jackson still feels like a worthwhile player to gamble on. What's most intriguing about him is the fact he's extremely versatile in the field. Jackson's a middle infielder primarily, but also played third base in both corner outfield positions this past season. That kind of versatility is rare and really useful over the course of a 162-game season. Additionally, while strikeouts are a concern, Jackson put up solid numbers at Double-A this season. He slashed .252 with 22 homers and 80 RBIs, splitting time between Double-A Rocket City and Double-A Binghamton. He had 27 stolen bases and 19 doubles as well. Coleman Crowe's situation is easier for the Angels to get a handle on. He underwent Tommy John surgery, knocking him out for most, if not the entire 24 season. The Angels can easily select him, keep him on their 40-man roster this offseason, and then place him on the 60-day IL and stash him for the year. Come next season, when he's healthy, the Angels can hope he shows more signs of being a solid arm than like he did this past season when he posted a 1.88 ERA and 4 starts in Double-A. The Angels have a rare opportunity to right two wrongs by selecting two of their former prospects in the Rule 5 draft. They're not projected to be massive difference makers by any means, but could add some depth to a prospect pool that lacks any kind of substance. Now, this is from MetsMinors.net. Go back to our Mets stuff. Centered. Roster news: Mets protect Ramirez from Rule 5. Lose Murphy on waivers. Now, this is about roster news. A lot of stuff happened this past week, and obviously this week with Thanksgiving coming up, we're going to have a whole bunch of moves coming up, I would think. New York Mets were involved in a series of roster moves on Tuesday, and what they didn't do was also notable. They also made a lot of moves with the non-tender deadline as well on Friday. The first news of the day came when the Atlanta Braves announced they had claimed right-handed reliever Penn Murphy off waivers from the Mets. The Mets had claimed Murphy off waivers from the Seattle Mariners 2 weeks ago. The 29-year-old reliever underwent surgery this past July to repair the UCL on his right elbow and is expected to miss the first half of the 2024 campaign. I would mention that the Braves non-tendered him a contract. So after they picked him up off of waivers, he's silly. They put him on. They non-tendered him, so he's now a free agent. So maybe the Mets will pick him up a second time. Prior to the Rule 5 protection deadline at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, the Mets announced that they added outfield prospect Alex Ramirez to the 40-man roster. Ramirez, coming off a rough 23 season, was the Mets' lone player added to the 40-man roster on Tuesday. The Mets' 40-man roster, as currently sits on Tuesday, it was 33 players. It is now 28 players as I record this video. The Mets chose to leave right-handers Justin Jarvis, Coleman Crowe, and Joander Suarez, a utility player, Jeremiah Jackson, off the 40-man roster and expose them to the Rule 5 draft on December 6th. Jarvis was acquired from Marcana, Coleman Crowe was acquired from for Eduardo Escobar, and Jackson, Dominic Leone, were all traded for this year by the Billy Epler-led front office. So a lot of guys aren't on the Mets roster now that were picked up by Billy Epler in the last year. So it's very telling how the new president of baseball operations views some of these particular players. The proof's in the pudding. When you release a player, you're saying, I don't want him in my organization. And David Stern's come in here, and he has been just getting rid of a lot of dead weight in this organization. So you let me know what you think about this video. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And watch the entirety of this video if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. Have a good day, and I'll see you later.